This is Entrepreneurs Get Visible, the podcast for people who want more impact, influence, and income. I'm Anna Parker-Naples, and I'll be sharing with you proven methods from leading entrepreneurs that help you get visible as an authority in your field. Because anything's possible when you get visible. Hey, and welcome to 2022. I can't quite believe that we are saying that number out loud. It feels as though 2021 flew by in the blink of an eye. And I hope that you, as we go into this next year, are taking a few moments to plan what you want to do, achieve, be, the way you want your life to be. And in this episode, I want to share with you some of the questions that I ask myself as I map out what I want my year to look like. This is a follow-on process from the previous episode where I encouraged you to look back at your year and really find those learnings, find those challenges, and find the areas where you know you want to either let go or grow from. But this particular episode is full of questions that you can come back to with your pen and paper. So maybe listen to them all now, start the thinking process, start the subconscious process, and then find a time to sit down for maybe an hour, hour and a half to journal pen to paper on these questions. So as we look into the year ahead, I want you to think, what am I most looking forward to? What am I most looking forward to? If I could have any level of joy, success or attainment or experience this year, what would it be? What are you yearning for more of? Either in a recognition aspect or in a soul and spiritual aspect of yourself. What are you yearning for? What would you like space to create in the year ahead? And what new seeds for those creations do you need to begin planting to come to fruition either later this year or in years to come? So thinking about those seeds you want to plant, maybe looking at the ones you planted last year, which are the most important to bring to fruition? What are your most important goals for this year? What is it that I want to improve on or do differently? So looking at what you encountered last year, what came up for you, who is it in response to those that you need to be from now on? How can you access that person inside you? What are the books, the classes, the masterclasses, the seminars, the masterminds that I would like to participate in this year? Do you have an idea of those already? Can you apportion a budget towards those? Can you mark them at a particular time in your calendar when you want to have achieved that by? Are there skills that you want to learn or master? Are there elements of your business that you want to let go of? Or are there things you want to outsource? Are there habits that you want to change, adjust in some way? Stop and completely get rid of them from your life, or habits that you want to cultivate and really step into? A great book to support you with that is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Really love that one. What is it in your life that you want to explore? What do you want to see? What do you want to discover? And this could be in relation to your business or in relation to your life or in relation to your relationships. What do you want to experience, I think, is the core word behind those questions. How can I bring more harmony, joy, and ease into my life? And what does that look like for my business? This is a big one for me. As we go into 2022, I am all about the joy, the ease, the flow, letting go of lots of things that no longer serve me. I feel as though my business is coming in, and myself as a business owner, coming into a level of maturity. I'm not sure how you say that. Is maturation even a word? I think you'll forgive me if that's incorrect, but you get what I mean. What are the morning or evening routines that I have to follow in order to access much more joy and success? What have you been doing? What works? What do you need to stop doing? And how can you map out for yourself ways that you can support yourself to be able to achieve those routines? Are there books that you need to leave in a particular room? Do you need to make sure you've got pens in particular parts of the house? Do you need to make sure that you have exercise gear and your trainers in a particular part of your house so that they're easy for you to use when you want them? Do you need to invest in a decent yoga mat so you feel good when you're on it? What are those habits that are going to support you to improve your well-being so that you improve your performance? So business processes now. When you look at your goals, how many of those are financial? And the ones that are, what is the precise figure that you want to go after? Then I want you to look at the offers and the services that you have right now. And I want you to think, well, which one is the one that is going to get me to my goal? And how many do I need to sell of them? Is the price point sufficient enough in order to achieve that goal? Who do I need to be to achieve that? And what's going to be my strategy for making it happen? And it might be that you want to go through each of the goals that you looked at earlier in this episode, as you're going back through this episode with your journal in hand, and look at each of those goals and break them down. Then want you to think about each of those goals. How would I celebrate them? What am I going to do? How am I going to gift myself, celebrate myself, celebrate maybe even with my family or my friends when I've achieved a certain thing? And it might be for each goal, there's a very different reward you want to give yourself. Anything from making sure you have a really nice bath and a face mask versus potentially booking a once-in-a-lifetime trip with your family. The next thing then is, in order to make this a priority, what do I need to do less of? And in order to make this a priority, how can I adjust my day so that it is front and centre every day? Because if you're serious about having a financial return in your business, about stretching your financial goals, you have to put it central to your day. What are the baby steps that you could take right now? What are the milestones that you want to have hit within 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, so that a year from now, you're doing your year-end reflection, knowing that you've achieved those things? And I want you to consider, in order to achieve that goal, what is it that I need to stop doing? What is the sacrifice? Because there often is a sacrifice. It could be that you might sacrifice what time you stop working in the day. It could be that you sacrifice an hour's sleep in the morning. It could be that you sacrifice hanging out with particular people who don't bring you a good vibe. So for each of those goals, there is a payoff. What is the payoff? And it has to be worth it for you. That goal has to be bright enough, shiny enough, enticing enough, compelling enough. Otherwise, you're not going to do these things. Then I want you to think about, what's the most significant thing you want to achieve this year? In what way do you want to contribute to the world? In what way do you want to bring your gifts to the world? Are you aware of the gifts that you bring? Are there gifts and elements that you're not sharing? How could you allow more of that? And then finally, I want you to get into a feeling state. When we feel things in our body, we begin the process of stepping into our own vision. Our brains cannot tell the difference between what we see and feel in our bodies and what is actually already created. And when we allow our body to experience something, to really feel it and turn that volume up, if you like, it is much easier for our brain to find ways to replicate that in real life. So I want you to think, how do I want my body to feel this year? Looking at that wellness element. How would I like my work to feel this year? So maybe that's looking at resistance and tension and stress or anxiety that you want to let go of. What would it be instead? What would it feel like in your body? What would you like your finances to feel like when you think about looking in Stripe or in your business bank account? How do you want to feel? What does that feeling feel like? So often I think with our finances, particularly as women, we're programmed to be a bit trepidatious about looking, a bit fearful? What would it feel like to feel great about your money? What would that be like in your body? See if you can step into that. How would you like your spirit to feel? Now, some of you listening to this do feel very spiritual and others don't, but I think we can have a concept of how we feel, our subconscious or our higher self. How do you want to feel? Words that come up for me at the moment are all about expansion and freedom and creativity and growth. So they're definitely the buzzwords that I want my spirit to feel. How would I like my family to feel? The environment that you're in, whatever family means to you. What's the energy? What's the vibration? What's the emotion that you want to have around you? And what part can the way you play in your business impact your family? How would you like your home to feel? As more and more of us are working from home, the environment you're in makes a huge difference. What adjustments do you need to make to feel good about your home environment? And often these things are tiny, but they make a really big difference. And how would you like your relationships to feel? So your love relationship, your parental relationships, your relationships with your children and your relationship with your friends, and also your relationship with your peers and colleagues. Really step into how you want to feel as you flow through this year. I would love for 2022 to be a year of flow and ease and joy and abundance for you, rather than hustle and grind and feeling pressure all of the time. It's up to us to find that. And if you did have a challenging year in 2021, it doesn't have to be the same way going forward. I would love to hear what your biggest goals are going to be and what you can do about them to take that first step right now, here, today. I hope this has given you lots of food for thought, and I wish you a very happy new year.
Thank you for listening to Entrepreneurs Get Visible. To get your free checklist on how to raise your profile and to find out about our community, go to annaparkernaples.co.uk/get visible.